Welcome back, friends. Thank you for coming to watch another video with me. Let's see what kind of game we're going to get. My second game back after a little bit of a hiatus, and after reviewing yesterday's game, I was pretty fortunate to come away with the win. But it was a win, and I didn't feel that uncomfortable during the game. I took a bit of a risk, which I like. I'm glad I'm not becoming reserved and timid. Sometimes I can do that after taking a long break. I can feel very reluctant to go on the attack. Taking a moment. Let's cancel the search and give it another try. There we go. And I get the black pieces today. Opponent's 2047 Italy. And get D4. D4 with a Dutch. D4, C4, knight. Go with the Leningrad. It does look like that's the setup I'm going to get here. Okay, so we've got these two pieces. I want to push here and threaten this, and he'll take. So I can back that up with the queen before I push the pawn. The queen wants to be over here anyway because I'm going to push these pawns as well. Have this access for the queen. Doing this might invite the knight coming in here. And I'll be forced to put my knight on the edge of the board. Not horrible. Let's go ahead and swing my queen over. Castle. And I can go e5 immediately. It takes. Could go c6 here to keep the knight out. But going c6 immediately, my knight's going to have to come out here or here anyway. I think I'm gonna strike out in the center immediately. Backs up the bishop. So now my pawn push doesn't attack two pieces, and that would just give him the square. So I don't want to push immediately. I kind of want to make him decide what he's going to do with this bishop. He'll have to take, because if he backs up, he's going to get trapped. That's a one bishop. So he'll have to take the knight. And then that's going to leave this square. So let's go ahead and push c6 to keep the knight out of that square. Yeah, let's keep the knight out. The bishop's trapped anyway, so there's no rush there. Bringing the bishop out takes the defense away from this, so can't do that just yet. Let's keep developing and get another piece into play here. I'd love to get the bishop here, but I'd also like the knight here. That way, when I kick, he takes. I can take back with the knight. Let's do that. And now I think it's the time to kick the bishop. Again, he's got to take the knight, or he traps his bishop. So I can take with the bishop or the knight, and I think the knight is just, it's better. Better to take with the knight. So here, I bring my bishop out. I take the defense away from this. He's threatening a discovery, but I mean, what is he really discovering there? I want to be careful about just sidestepping, allowing this, and I don't want to let a knight get in here. But I don't see an easy way for him to do that, so I think I'll just sidestep now and avoid any future tricks here. Okay. The push this pawn, kick it out of the way. This bishop is doing a wonderful job of guarding this square. So maybe pushing here, takes, kicking the knight. The knight can come back, or the knight can come here. And if the knight goes to h4, do I have queen here? He can defend. And I don't really have any way to kick that. But either way, I get this. So push g4, takes, hitting the knight. I'm left with an isolated e pawn. The knight comes here, and I've got to stay on this, so I can't come here yet because bishop takes, queen takes, and then the knight's going to get the g6 square forking. Can I just bring the bishop out now? I'm not really. I mean, it takes. I'm threatening the queen, and then that's a discovery. So let's just challenge the bishop immediately. Pawn isn't takeable because he just loses to bishop takes bishop. And now our rook can get in the game. And then maybe knight here. Can I bring the knight in here? Knight takes, bishop takes, pawn takes. Mm, well, pushing the g pawn now. Takes, then knight here, knight g, knight h4, and then knight to d5. Knight takes, pawn takes. I can't attack the queen because the knight can take the bishop. Approaching 8 minutes. Opponent has 16. Been playing quite quickly. Um, what about taking back with the knight instead? Pawn push, h takes, and knight takes. I mean, then I'm threatening queen h5 and e4. I'm gonna kick this. I'm gonna see where this takes me. I may regret it because he can end up with his knight here, threatening this, and I'm gonna take back with the knight. Leave this diagonal blocked here because I might need this for my king still. Okay, he takes. Can I afford can I afford to go here? He pushes here, I push here, and he blocks. And I just am down a piece, so now I need to take back. My knight is beautifully placed here, though. You can come here and challenge the knight immediately before I get a chance to get the queen in. And he is never going to let me kick. So, do I take and allow his knight to come in? Do I push? Taking does activate my rook as well. Takes. Could take with the queen, pressuring the knight. I don't have to take it all. I could let him take. Not dropping back. Threatening to come in now. So if queen goes back to f7 and takes queen h5, the queen and rook line up here nicely. I can take back with the rook and threaten to take the knight with mate coming. I'm going to go that direction. Now he's got running room for his king. So mate ideas are on hold. But still here and what? Here takes, rook takes, pawn takes, queen check, king over. Won't see a good continuation there. 4 minutes, 37 seconds. Opponent still has 15:30. Hmm. I gotta challenge the file here. Gotta challenge this file and let him swap, but I like I like my position. It's not terrible. You still come here and make me take and take back with the pawn and have a passed pawn that looks fairly threatening. But now here and taking back with the rook isn't an option because queen here, pawn takes, I can't take because my rook is hanging. I'd have to take this rook first. Get the queen up here. It's where the queen wants to be, rather than spending too much time. If I lift my rook, the knight doesn't want to take, 'cause then I just get this free check, and then takes and takes. So if the knight here, queen here, king runs, queen check, king runs, queen takes. I'm still down this piece here. I would have to maybe capture back first. So rook here, knight takes, queen check, king runs, takes. Let me calculate that one more time. Rook here, knight here, queen here, check, king runs, pawn takes, attacking the other knight. So rook takes. No, bishop's protecting it. So the knight moves. Where does the knight move? Can't go here. That blocks the king. It has to go backwards. Let's sack the exchange. Let's offer him an exchange sack and see what he does here. He's finally down to 14. And I am just over 3 minutes. So time management this game has been a challenge, but I'm not terribly dissatisfied with my position. All right, he brings the other knight in, and that gives me the pawn. He's let me take here, attacking. Knight takes, pawn takes, knight takes, and everything's still defended. Let's just take with the rook. And he forks both pieces. Um, I offered him an exchange sack anyway. That just invites his rook here. Just giving him an invitation. But then maybe I can block with the bishop. He stacks rooks. I get my rook on the G file. Messy game. All right, he takes the rook. Okay. Lets me take here. Not takes here. Queen takes. Rook takes. That doesn't look like it works out very well. So queen here. Queen here. Knight here and that attacks here. So takes, rook takes, rook here. Here, knight here, here, knight here, check, king up, king over, mm, king up, knight takes check, bishop takes. Yikes. I think this vulnerability here might be too much. I think going here so that I have the option to check first. I come here and he gets to check, and then there's this. So takes and takes attacks the rook. I'm already down the exchange though. I'm about to be down a double exchange. So this was a messy game. I don't think it's panning out for me though. Not over. Black still got some threats, maybe superficial, but queen here, king runs, queen check, king runs, queen takes. It's not quite clear. I'm going to get some pawns for the exchange at least, I think. And what's the count? I've got six, he's got five. So I'm technically up a pawn, but this one's hanging. This one's very weak. On spending some time calculating here. And I don't blame him. If takes, check, runs, check, runs, takes. You save the knight, and then I take and what? King goes back. Then I'd win the queen. I'd have a queen and a bishop versus two rooks and a knight. Oh, he gives the check first. Okay. So he wants me to. What can I save the. If I block, he checks with the rook. I run. Then he. No, that's mate. That's instant mate. Instant mate. So that doesn't work. I'm under a minute now. I think I've got to run. I think that's the only option. Yeah, not looking good. I think he found a great continuation here, because these threats are looming. He could even offer a queen trade here, just threaten mate in one. And if I do this and check and runs and takes, it's mate. He's also threatening to take the bishop with mate. So I don't think I can do anything. Check, run. Check, run. Nothing I can do. Nothing I can do except take the queen and go into this down two exchanges. Well, dang. It's not looking good. Not looking good at all, friends. I think this is resignable. Yeah, this is resignable. Where'd I go wrong? Let's take a look at the game review. Not my best performance. Kept it relatively even, but lots of ups and downs in the middle. 1600 game performance is not my best. So we're in book lines. This was a mistake going into the Leningrad. The knight move here is something I have played in the past, and I should remember with this bishop move, similar to the Trumpowski. Because white is threatening to just take this knight and mess with my structure, which he should have done. This knight move wants me to go to the edge of the board, which makes pretty good sense. Leaves my bishop open. But I have an edge here, 0.7. A kick. Oh, if I'd have moved the knight first, maybe his bishop, I could have trapped his bishop, potentially. That was a mistake. I should have kicked the knight and allowed him this square. And here's where I start to go wrong. Although I get it back. Should have pushed the pawn and not allowed him to trade. And that would have kept this sealed off. And in hindsight, this diagonal was my Achilles heel. Mistake. Again, I should have sealed off that diagonal. But even here, white only has a 0.9 edge. This was a blunder because of the fork, which I allowed. Should have tucked the queen back. And this is just getting ugly here. No recovery from this. So the fatality came really with this knight fork. So from here out, it's still quite playable. Also, maybe I mean, I definitely should have sealed this diagonal off. This was a positional blunder on my part, but I didn't see how I was going to like really challenge this knight otherwise. Um, oh well, can't win them all. Lost a little elo down to 1960, but we're going to continue pushing. I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, please like, share, subscribe, and come back to enjoy some more chess.